Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, it's the question Americans have been worried about for weeks.
Did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?
Stephen Colbert gets the answer. Then, how did three Minnesotans end up writing, directing, composing, editing, and, well, everything a movie for Paramount? They'll join us with the story. And we are unveiling the lineup for this year's Twin Cities Film Fest. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Jason Show. Hope you are having the best day. Hello, I'm Jace. Please, thank you, audience. Please say hello to my good friend and your friend too. It's Kendall Mark, everyone. Give it up for Kendall. Hello, Kendall.
Hi.
Hello. Happy fall.
And happy Friday to you.
I know. I'm leaving. I said, and we all have months like this where I didn't realize it, but we had booked a ton of things for the month of September, and every weekend I've been gone. All good things, no complaints. I had a family reunion with my aunts and my mom, and then last week I reunited with my high school friends, and this week I'm returning to my second home of Disney.
Disney?
A little business and a little pleasure, more pleasure. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm leaving literally on a jet plane, a full-size plane, everybody. Last week,
Hallelujah.
Last week, I was on a Pelican and powered by a box fan. And this week, I have a full plane with a beverage cart with vodka, and that's all I need.
Thank God.
That's right, yep. So, yeah.
Hallelujah.
So, hallelujah. You won't hear me complain. So, no one's complaining in our audience today. We have a very special birthday in the audience. Let's get a close-up of Zach there in the top row. Right there, it's Zach's birthday. Zach's in our third row. There he is right there. And now, here's the deal. I really loved Zach. And I found out that Zach, a big part of the birthday celebration is coming here to spend time with us. And that's lovely, right? And then his mom said that, and I'm like, "Oh, Zach, happy birthday!" And I was loving Zach. And then he said this. He goes, "Oh, thanks, Jason. Can I have a mug?" Like right away. Like
No shame in that game.
No shame. Like went right to the mug, as he should.
Ask for what you want on your birthday.
Ask what you want out of life. Just don't wait for Schwabi to. So anyway, so we said, not just Zach. The whole audience is getting a mug today. That's right, the whole audience.
Look at you.
Now, Erin doesn't know where the mugs are. She's on the lookout for them.
Panic.
But we're gonna find them. Maybe. We promised items that we don't know where they are.
But you could get free items from canceled Fox shows.
That's right.
That would be great too.
Steve, go to camera 5 if you could. Steve, go to camera 5. If anybody is watching the show in any other department of this building, could you please help us find the mugs? Thank you.
Creative services.
No,
Looking at you.
Steve, back to camera 5. Steve, I'm serious. I'm very serious. We don't have mugs in here. Erin doesn't have them in her car. Poor Schwabi. This is how popular these damn mugs are. And we have a store now. You can buy mugs. But Schwabi, bless her heart, she was going, she goes to, the beauty salon to get her hair curled. And people are coming up to, "They got the mugs in your car?" She's at Aldi or Target, and she's getting the toilet paper, and people pop out of the shelf. "You got a mug?" Erin Schwab does not carry the mugs with her. Yeah, she doesn't.
They are not in her purse.
No, but seriously, we do have a swag shop. So just go. You can buy your own mugs now. So it's fantastic. Yeah, go to our Facebook page for that. No, but seriously, thanks to the audience, and Zach, thanks for sharing your birthday with us. Okay, it's now time to share the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Roll it. Or Steve today. Steve.
He's upset.
We didn't activate it. We're gonna. Did we run out of hot dish?
Leo took it with him on his vacation.
Leo took it on his break, yeah. It's all right.
Leo.
The cast of Don't Worry, Darling is facing, well, they should just be publicizing their movie, but all they're doing is talking about the bad publicity around the movie, including Spitgate. Now, if you don't, okay, so while they should be trying to clean up their mess, it's not going well. Chris Pine, who's also in the movie Don't Worry, Darling, bailed on Jimmy Kimmel last night. Yeah. Seriously, he was supposed to be on, and then he bailed, and then Kathy Griffin, I loved it, Kathy Griffin called Chris Pine out. Well, this left director Olivia Wilde as the only one from this movie that's going around publicizing it. She went on the late shows last night. She went on with Stephen Colbert, and she addressed the alleged feuds within the cast. Look.
People say you are feuding with Florence Pugh. Is there anything you want to say to that?
No, the only thing I want to say to that is that another one of our weird rumors, Spitgate, which you might have heard about, is
Harry Styles. Did Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine?
No.
Why or why not? Support your answer.
He did not. But I think it's a perfect example of people will look for drama anywhere they can. Mm-hmm. Harry did not spit on Chris, in fact. But that
only time will tell.
No, he really didn't.
Well,
he did.
We shall see.
No, we've seen it. We've seen
Science
it.
isn't in.
No. And that is exactly what I mean, though. People can look at a video that shows evidence of someone not spitting on someone else, and they'll still see what they want to see.
Sure.
And that is the creation of drama.
So
and that is clickbait.
No tension between you and Florence Pugh.
I have nothing but respect for Florence's talent. She's fantastic. She's on the set of her movie Dune right now,
right.
and there's nothing cooler than a busy actress.
I have nothing but respect for her talent. Girl, please. Come on.
Swam around that one.
Because audience, I sometimes where there the smoke, the fire, but if she really liked Florence, you know what she would say. She'd be effusive. She'd be like, Stephen, we're friends. I like her.
Right.
No. When you go with the, I wish her nothing but the best. That's never good.
She's talented.
She's very talented.
She's busy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when people say fine as an answer to something. How are you today, Victoria? Fine. Yeah, you're not really fine.
Right.
You're not fine. She also addressed, back here, she also addressed the rumors that she fired Shia LaBeouf. Take a look.
Early on in the process of making the film, as the director, I tried to mediate a situation between people to try to see if they could work together happily. Once it became clear that it was not a tenable working relationship, I was given an ultimatum. I chose my actress, which I'm very happy I did. At the time, was I bummed that we weren't able to make it work? Sure. Did information about him come to light later that made me confident we made the right decision? Absolutely.
So just to be clear here, did you fire Shia LaBeouf?
We had to replace Shia. He is a fantastic actor, but it wasn't going to work. And when he gave me the ultimatum of him or Florence, I chose Florence, and that was him feeling he was stepping away and me feeling like we were moving on without him.
Is she a wordsmith?
It's word salad, more like it, not wordsmith. Shia released out of context text messages earlier this month to prove that he did in fact quit. That's what Stephen was referring to. I have a little bit of empathy, even though she's trying her best to bob and weave. I have a little bit of empathy for her because this is her first movie. This should be directing. It's not? Booksmart. Oh, Booksmart. Okay, anyway. Well, it's one of her first movies to direct.
She's known more as an actress.
Yes, thank you. And when you should be celebrating, girl, I'm half gone. My mind isn't working today, not enough coffee. This should be a fun moment for her, an exciting moment, and instead she's mopping up messes, and
Right.
I feel a little bad, just a little bit.
Well, and the actual reviews of the movie are kind of all saying the same thing. Like, the drama around the movie is almost better than the movie, which you really don't want to hear.
I'm going to see it just out of curiosity.
I am too.
Absolutely.
It sounds good.
Yeah. Next in the dish, the moment we've been waiting weeks for finally aired on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills last night. Last week's episode ended on a cliffhanger with Lisa Rinna claiming Kathy Hilton went off the rails, and she broke down what allegedly happened last night. Look.
We get in the Sprinter van and Kathy starts screaming about everything. And she's saying things like, I'm gonna take down NBC, Bravo. I will take down this show single-handedly. I will f***ing ruin you all. What in the holy hell?
I can't even repeat what she said last
By the
night.
way, we get back to Kyle's house, and it's just the two of us. And it gets worse. She takes her glasses off, she throws them on the ground, she's jumping up and down, breaking her glasses, she's pounding the walls, and she's screaming, she made Kyle. Kathy's responsible for Kyle. And she said, I will destroy Kyle and her family if it's the last thing I ever do.
That's her sister. Yeah, Kathy Hilton and Kyle are sisters.
Oh, they really got bad blood between sisters.
Well, they didn't until this trip. They had kind of kumbaya'd and got back together. But here's the thing. People are saying, and I hate that term, but the internet is calling Lisa Rinna out for being a little hypocritical. Because anyone that's watched the show, Lisa Rinna has thrown wine glasses. She has slammed wine glasses on a table. She has yelled at other cast members using the F word in succession of each other, different versions of that word, and has caused giant scenes. So the fact that she is acting so fragile over Kathy Hilton's meltdown is a little hard for me to swallow. Rinna left a party last night because Kathy was there. Really? You have thrown so many tantrums over 6 seasons, we can't even count. So I just settle down on your clutching of the pearls and falling on the fainting couch. Now, I'm just saying, it's a little rich coming from her. It's a little rich.
Sister battles can be epic, I would know. What? I have 2 sisters. Think we've never fought before?
Have you ever thrown a wine glass at one of them?
No, but I've punched a hole in the wall. Just once. It's a long story. She hit me too. It's fine. We're sisters. We're sisters. We love each other.
Lots more to come. We'll be right back. Steve, roll the commercial quickly. Roll the commercial, Ted. I'm gonna. So I told you at the beginning of the show that it's Zach's birthday, and Kendall's husband sent a courier over here with a message for Zach right there, and happy birthday, Zach. That's right, and if you watch the show, you know that Kendall's husband is really good at spelling people's names. So remember how he spelled your name?
Yep.
That's right.
My name, Zach, we know. That's
We
not
know
how you
your
spell
name is really, yeah.
We know. But my
Wow.
husband doesn't know because he doesn't know how to spell my name, so it's fine.
I'm gonna write a note to myself.
It's been 9 months. Are we done with this bit?
No, we're not, and we should be, because I'm gonna write a note. That joke bombed. There we go, yeah. Thanks, Eric, for trying, buddy. I love you. I'm just doing the best. You try to be entertaining, and sometimes it just doesn't work sometimes.
We're not super funny.
No, we're not. Welcome back. Eli Manning made a great video earlier this week when he dressed up as Chad Powers to try out for Penn State football. He was on Fallon last night, and you'll see. It's our late night rewind.
How did you pull this off? Who knew?
Well, I mean, I think just a great flow, a mustache, and a great name. A lot of good things happen.
How'd you come up with Chad Powers?
Well, he's got 3 great uncles. He's got Austin Powers.
Wow, what a great backstory.
He's got Kenny Powers, and then Uncle Rico. So,
okay.
The combination there.
When I was talking to you backstage, I go, that was cool you do that. I go, have you ever been recognized for a different celebrity? And you said a lot comes up all the time.
It comes up all the time. Just not too long ago this summer, I'm taking the girls fishing. We're kind of driving, and I pull over, get some water, get some snacks, go into a store, and I get to the counter, and the guy looks at me and goes, "Are you who I think you are?" I'm like, yeah, I think so. He goes, "Oh my gosh, Michael Phelps is in my store." He's like, "Everybody, come out, it's Michael Phelps." I'm like, "Whoa, no.
I see a little resemblance. I like Eli.
He's got a great sense of humor.
He does. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know a lot of football performers, but I like him.
Performers?
Whatever. Anyway, our players. Our hot dish continues now with our insider to the stars. Please welcome from the Hollywood. I'm sorry. Is there a problem, Dax? What?
Football performers? Is that
I
what
don't
you
know.
He likes their costume.
Anyway, audience clap for Dax Holt from the Hollywood Raw podcast.
Oh, that might have been the funniest thing you've ever said, Jason. It made up for the joke that bombed a couple minutes ago.
Oh! I know. Dax, you try, you know? It's just anyway.
That was so good.
Dax, my notes here, my comprehensive notes on your segment tells me that you had a very tough assignment this week on your podcast. You interviewed highly unattractive supermodels. Is that true?
That is true. That is very true, except for the unattractive part. Two very, very successful supermodels were on the podcast this week. Josephine Scriver and Jasmine Tukes. They've both kind of done it all in the modeling world, including being on the runway for Victoria's Secret, the big fashion show. They stopped by Hollywood Raw. We talked all about just getting into the fashion world, what it's like. I asked a question that I know people are going to be a little controversial but I just said, what is the hardest part about modeling? Because there's so many people that look at modeling and they're like, oh, you're just beautiful. What a tough life you have. And, Josephine had a great answer. She said, look, you're away from everyone you love all the time. She's like, it's not about the way you look or the clothes or any of that. She goes, you're just, all those normal relationships that you have, they're like non-existent because you're constantly traveling the world. You're missing everyone's birthday parties. You're missing life events. You're never there when your friend has their baby. She's like, that is the hardest part about modeling. And I thought, that's actually a really good answer.
Speaking of the way someone looks, Kendall and I couldn't help but notice you brought out the gun show for that interview. You're wearing the tank top in that one, Dax.
Listen, when you're interviewing models, you got to step up your wardrobe game, okay? and then I asked them, because both of them have just millions and millions of followers on social media. Like, I think one of them's got like almost 8 million, the other's got 6 million. I just said, what is it like being two beautiful women? What's it like inside of your DMs? They're both in relationships. I was like, what's it like inside of your DMs? And they said, we never check our DMs. So I made them pull out their phones in the middle of the interview. And I'm like, I want to know how many unread DMs you have right now. And so their answer was pretty great.
I love it.
But I'm not going to tell you.
No, they make people listen. Dax, where are we? This is a new area. Is this your office?
This is the Trophy Smack headquarter office. This is where I work on a daily basis. Normally I'm at home before I come in here, but we've got guests at our house. So my normal location is a little occupied right now.
Yeah, because for people who don't know, Dax is a big businessman. He's a big entrepreneur. And I saw you have your lobby, your whole office is quite beautiful, Dax.
Dude, we moved into this new beautiful location. It's huge. We're upgrading, but yeah, this is my office. I just got it all decorated and have all the stuff on the wall. It's been kind of fun, feeling, like a real successful person.
Dax, you are successful. Give it up for Dax Holt, everybody. You can find thanks, buddy. Have a good weekend. You can find the Hollywood Raw podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm so proud of Dax.
I know, and seriously, I love both of those models. So I'm like,
you know who they are?
Oh yeah, I think people in my generation who grew up watching Victoria's Secret fashion shows and then also are really heavy on Instagram, you know who those ladies are. Like,
could you imagine how creepy some of those DMs are? That's what I thought.
I don't blame them. I don't even check my DMs anymore.
No.
I just can't. I'm like, it's too much.
People say weird stuff to me about for you, and I'm like, stop.
No.
Can you tell Kendall she's pretty? No. Yeah, I know. That happened at a bar once, and I was like, no, I can't. Next in the dish. She is, but no. Next in the dish. Hey, Jeopardy fans, this bud's for you. Jeopardy purists are not very happy about a proposed rule change to the show. The executive producer of Jeopardy says they are considering giving contestants a cash bonus if they correctly answer an entire category. They call it like running a category. Fans are not happy about it. But he clarified it would not affect the game. It instead would be just a separate cash bonus. I see two sides to this. I'm a fan of many franchises, and I don't like change. We as people do not like change. However, come on, if you look at Jeopardy's brother show, Wheel of Fortune, that show has changed so much from the early 80s. All of us remember the Wheel of Fortune. You won't even remember this. Wheel of Fortune, the end round. Whoever had the most money, they would take that. Let's say you have $2,300.
$2,300 winner.
So you're the grand champion, and then Pat takes you to a stage where there's basically a mall, and you get to buy items until you used up all of your money. You could buy a sofa for $700, a ceramic owl for $4. You know what I mean? And they got rid of that. And then they added that wheel. Then they added that everyone automatically got the RSTLN and an E. My point in all this is shows need to evolve, or they rot and they become stale.
Right. I can see why people would be upset at first, but once they clarified that this doesn't have to do with their total pot, then why not do it?
Why not? Things change. We changed. Look, Kendall's sitting now. Hi. Next in the dish. That's right.
Sitting down.
Next in the dish. Earlier this week, we showed you part of the trailer for the Netflix series Dahmer, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. I watched the first episode last night, and before I have thoughts, let me tell you. Here's just another little clip, and then we'll talk about it.
I'll just try and say I'm sorry. So you gonna open your gift? You didn't know.
I don't know what's in that.
Aaron Schwab and I watched one episode, and Colin looked at me and he goes, I think one a night is enough. Now, but that sounds like a negative. This is so good. And Evan Peters, who plays Jeffrey Dahmer, Aaron, are you right? If they don't give him at the very least an Emmy nomination, it's a scandal. He is, and I love Evan Peters. Sometimes I think he plays a version of himself. This, because there's news footage available, he is Jeffrey Dahmer. And it's so unsettling, the whole cliche of edge of your seat. I was on the edge of the couch. The pilot keeps you are so uncomfortable and you're on edge because even though you know that Dahmer killed 17 people, you also know that there's a couple that had escaped. And I won't spoil it. I won't tell you how it opens. But you're not sure, oh God, is this the poor guy that escapes or is this a victim? And Colin looked at me and he goes, I've never seen you like this with a show. I was throttling. I was just jittery the whole time.
Full of angst.
It's so good. And Niecy Nash, who plays the neighbor who desperately tried to get the police to listen to her. She was hearing power tools in the middle of the night. I know the audience just went, no joke, that's not an exact. No. She was hearing screaming in the middle of the night, and a smell was coming from that apartment, and nobody would listen to her. Nobody would listen to her. It's so good. It's 10 episodes. It's called. It's 10, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a limited series. Okay. It's like a one-off, yeah. Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, I'm giving it a big thumbs up, is available on Netflix right now. It's time to meet our next JVIP of the week. Today it's Amy Delwick. Hi, Amy. When asked what she likes about the show, Amy says, well, everything. The people, the banter, the fun. The show always makes me smile. Amy can only watch live on Fridays, but she makes sure to watch the segments online. Thank you. She says, keep up the great work. Amy, thank you for being a great viewer. Amy gets a Jason Show mug. She's entered to win the monthly grand prize. She gets to come to the studio to watch the show if she wins. A $150 accessories gift card to Becker Furniture World and a $200 gift card from Woodhouse Spa. I say that so much, I say it to myself in grocery stores. We have a great show. The dish is done, but we're not. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. The dish is done, but the fun isn't. Coming up, the story of 3 movie-making Minnesotans whose idea ended up on the doorstep of Paramount Pictures. And speaking of movies, what future Oscar winners will be shown at this year's Twin Cities Film Fest? You're going to find out because we're unveiling this year's lineup. That and more when we come back.
Welcome back.
Well, nowadays, folks can pick up their iPhone or get a camera from Best Buy and shoot their own movie, right? Well, there's a whole other level of movie making, of filmmaking that gets the attention of Paramount Pictures. And our next guests are Minnesotan movie makers who did just that. Take a look at The Infernal Machine.
This is a message for William DeKent. This is Bruce Coburn. Mr. DeKent.
Mr. DeKent?
I'm calling in response to the letters I've received from you. I'm not sure how you found me, but your letters constitute harassment, so please stop sending them.
You're that writer of The Infernal Machine. I remember them pulling it off the shelves because of a shooter from Knoxville.
He's the reason I never wrote a second book.
The right combination of words will make a man do just about anything.
The 17-year-old killed 13 people after reading the controversial novel, The Infernal Machine.
The Infernal Machine hits select theaters and on demand tomorrow. Please welcome to the show writer and director Andrew Hunt, composer Nathaniel, and editor Jeremy, everybody. Welcome. Whoever wants, first of all, let me get the typical question out of the way. I didn't give a lot. I didn't get kind of the through line of the movie. What's it about?
Well, the film is about it's a psychological thriller, and it's a film about an author named Bruce Coburn, played by Guy Pearce. And he had written this very controversial book 25 years ago called The Infernal Machine. And this is a book, when it first came out, a 17-year-old kid read it and was inspired to create this horrific act of violence. And so now we're cutting to 25 years later. Our author, Bruce Coburn, is living as a recluse out in the desert, and he starts getting these letters from a fan that shouldn't know where he lives, shouldn't know anything about him. And that's kind of where the film starts, and it starts to go into this crazy roller coaster ride after that.
Andrew's the writer. Where did this nugget? I always like to know the origin of things. Where did this nugget come from? Did you have this happen to you?
No. Thankfully, no. And
Write about what you know, Andrew.
Well, I hope not.
Okay.
But no, it started with, I had heard this podcast called the Hillier Society, and that was the seed. But then I've also been really fascinated with creative versus creation. So like J.D. Salinger and Catcher in the Rye, and how Catcher in the Rye inspired, the assassination of John Lennon, the assassination attempt on Reagan. And for me, I was not so much interested in the violence or that. I was more interested in the relationship the author now has with their creation, because it's like, was there something that I put in this book or that I put in my art that I didn't realize I was putting in there originally?
That could have inspired.
Exactly. So it's that. It's that thing that almost like parents that raise their kids, and their kids go out in the world, and if their kids do something wrong, the parents are like, okay, I feel responsible for this.
I've released this into the universe.
Exactly. So that is where the movie. So it's this psychological thriller. It's this very emotional drama, and it's this mixture that we just want to build just a crazy roller coaster ride for an audience to really enjoy a 2-hour movie.
Nathaniel, we love a good Minnesota connection around her. I mean, we do. I don't care if people drove through Minnesota. We'll be like, we claim them. But you guys, see that new movie? They drove through Minnesota. Anyway, but you guys are all from around here. How did you three come together?
Originally, I was from Minnesota. I went to school here. I was mentored here by a guy who works in Hollywood film, does a lot of big movies, is an orchestrator. His name's Robert Elhigh. He was a mentor, teacher of mine. So when I was 20 years old, I went out to LA, made my way, and ended up back here 2 years ago. And Andrew and I have been working together for 10 years, and we met, I mean, I can tell you that story. It's a longer story, but so we've been working together for 10 years, but at a long distance. So this was the film, the big feature film that we did together that brought us together in the same room where we could work on it. Everything was great.
And I love, editing-wise, I like what I do, but I think a lot of great filmmaking, I think your job is so critical, because you kind of mold, they create and then you put it together. What's your favorite part of the process for you? I'm fascinated by editing.
I think my favorite part is, on this project especially, getting to work with Andy on something like this at this scale with performances by Guy Pearce, who's in like almost every scene of the movie. And Guy Pearce is so good in this movie. I think just watching those performances and diving deep into like finding these little nuggets in his performance that elevate even his performance more, and just finding those like cool reaction shots between him and the other actors is exciting and awesome.
Can I call you Andy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Andy.
I've been called worse.
Okay, yeah. When you work with a presence and a talent like Andrew, you know, rising tides raises all boats. Do you feel a desire, a need to like raise your game because it's Guy freaking Pearce?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
I wanted to say another word, but I like my show.
I mean, it's a daytime show. You know, the beautiful thing about Guy, the beautiful thing about everybody, is they really were attracted to the script. They really loved the script, and we all just wanted to keep making it better. So it's of course, making a movie for Paramount. I'm terrified that I'm working with Guy Pearce because he's huge. And then being able to work with him. And we were like two 12-year-olds playing in a sandbox. And when you have that spirit of play, and you have that with everyone that you're making the film with, it's a really intense movie, but it was such a blast to make it. So, you know, I'm like a kid in a candy store.
And I just hate him because he keeps getting better looking. You know what I mean? As he ages, I swear he gets better looking.
The thing about Guy is that he's a chameleon. Every movie that you see him in, he looks different, he presents himself different, his voice is different, his walk. So for me to write this character and then have a front row seat to watching this work, I was like, I was giggling like a child, and because I mean, who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? Go support this film, everybody. The Infernal Machines hits theaters, select theaters tomorrow, and then will be available on demand. Give it up for the guys. We're going to take a break. We'll post this on social a little bit later. We'll be right back in a moment. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you. Welcome back. Wow. I said we have an unintentional theme today. We're keeping the movie theme going. The new romantic comedy Bros hits theaters next week. Billy Eichner wrote and stars in the movie about a cynical man who falls in love with a macho lawyer. Bros, by the way, is the inspiration for today's game. It's game time, everybody! So we're testing your knowledge, your movie knowledge, with some rom-com trivia. Playing today, they met earlier in the hallway. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Caitlin and Amy, everyone. That's right. Okay, and do you mind if I say who you are?
Yeah.
Amy is married to the composer
he's my boyfriend.
Boyfriend, okay. Oh, I married you off. I'm sorry, yeah. But yeah,
maybe.
I like his suit. Tell him I like his suit. Okay, here we go. Now, hands above buzzers. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask a multiple choice question. As soon as you know, hit the buzzer, but please wait until I list all the choices. No one ever does that, but we're going to try. Here we go. Question number 1. Meg Ryan starred in Sleepless in Seattle, but which of these stars actually turned down that role? Julia Roberts, Uma Thurman, Sharon Stone, or Winona Ryder?
No idea.
Okay, the sound doesn't go off, but the light did. Caitlin.
Julia Roberts.
You are right. Julia Roberts. Also turned down by Michelle Pfeiffer, Jodie Foster, and Kim Basinger turned that down.
Oh my goodness.
That's a bad move. Fire that agent. Okay, here we go. Next. Which of these rom-coms is not based on a book? Crazy Rich Asians, Bridget Jones's Diary, The Princess Bride, or When Harry Met Sally? Amy.
Crazy Rich Asians.
No. Over to you.
When Harry Met Sally.
Yes. Caitlin has 2. Okay. Next question. What is the highest grossing rom-com of all time? Pretty Woman, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Dirty Dancing, or Clueless? Caitlin.
I'm going to say Dirty Dancing.
No. Over to you. Pretty Woman, My Big Fat Greek... No. No. It is My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Really? Oh, okay.
$241 million. Yeah. That was great. Okay, here we go. Julia Roberts played the lead in My Best Friend's Wedding. Which actress was first offered the role? Sarah Jessica Parker, Kim Cattrall, Sandra Bullock, or Michelle Pfeiffer? Caitlin.
Sandra.
No. Over to you. Sarah, Kim, or Michelle?
Michelle.
No.
Sarah.
SJP. SJP. She had to turn it down because Sex and the City. She was committed to Sex and the City. Okay, we're doing well. Here we go. Next one, you're doing great. It doesn't matter, Amy. You have a great boyfriend. It's fine. Here we go. And you have a great dress. Anyway, and you're winning, Caitlin. You look great, too. Now, here we go. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan starred together in Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail. Name a third movie that they starred in together. Splash, Kate Leopold, Joe versus the Volcano, or When Harry Met Sally. You cheated, Amy, but you don't have any points, so I'm going to let you do it. Okay, here we go.
When Harry Met Sally.
No.
What?
No. God, I love you, Amy.
What?
Okay. Splash, Kate Leopold, or Joe versus the Volcano.
Joe versus Volcano.
Yes, Caitlin! It's all right. It's all right. I'm very excited for this. I know. Okay, here we go. Thanks to the movie Jerry Maguire, we all know the human head weighs how many pounds? 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 12 pounds. Amy?
10 pounds.
No. Caitlin?
12.
No, not 10 or 12, it's 8 pounds. The human head weighs 8 pounds. That's it. The game is over. Everyone, not just our winners, but everyone in the studio audience gets passes to see Bros on Tuesday. That's right. We're going to take... and we have, look at this, mugs and Bros hats, everybody. We'll be right back with Jayton from the Twin Cities Film Fest. Thank you, God. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Hello. Just a little reminder, we have tickets available for next week for the Jason Show. So if you would like tickets, just go to our Facebook page. And we have a new ticket system. So we just want to remind you to look in your spam folders, look in your inbox, because we do send, believe me, we do send you confirmation emails once you pick a date. We're running into a situation where people book. The 30 will be booked and like 10 show up because they're not getting the confirmation emails or they're ending up in your spam folder. So if you reserve a date for the Jason Show studio audience, make sure you look in all your email folders because you will get a confirmation email. And we can't wait to see you again. Hi, Jayton. Jayton's little head just popped up in the shot. Just go to the Jason Show Facebook page to get tickets for next week, and I can't wait to see you here. Well, October is getting closer, and it's a big month for our next guest because that's when the Twin Cities Film Fest hits screens all over the metro. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my buddy, the executive director of the Twin Cities Film Fest. It's Jayton, everybody. Hi, buddy. Welcome back.
There's a lot of people here.
I like your shoes. Those are nice shoes, buddy.
I like your shoes.
Thank you.
We just talk about shoes?
Let's just talk about shoes for the next, yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Good. You're aging really well, and I hate you because of that. Yeah.
I'm just going at the
You
beard
and Guy
to hide
Pearce are like
all
aging backwards
you know,
anyway.
Thanks for comparing me to Guy.
I'm serious.
Thanks,
Okay, now, just a few minutes ago, we're kind of getting a local TV exclusive here. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. You unveiled your lineup, and we're going to start with opening. Should we start with opening night? So we have Maggie, right?
Yeah, so we're all in on climate change and climate action this year, and that's kind of our social justice cause this year. So Maggie Baird, she is the mother of Billie Eilish and Phineas.
Oh,
yes.
You know, those performers that you may know.
Couple people.
Yes.
And she has a wonderful nonprofit called Support and Feed. Their mission is to promote plant-based meals, one plant-based meal a day to help with the methane production through meat processing plants. And just overall food insecurity. So we're actually honoring Maggie Baird at the opening night of the festival. She'll be in attendance. We're going to show a film called Overheated with Billy's in, Phineas is in, Young Blood is in. And we're going to be giving her and a wonderful artist locally, Stephanie Dillon. She's an artist, a philanthropist. Her company really promotes Code Red, which is the warning signal for climate change. So it's going to be and that's just the start of the opening night. I mean, I'm not even talking about the opening night film yet.
No, so let's talk. I just saw on the card, and I kind of knew this was. I am so excited that you have this movie because I watched the trailer. I obviously know the story behind it. A lot of people hopefully will. But tell the folks about Till.
Till is the story of Emmett Till in the 50s. Emmett was visiting from Chicago, was visiting Mississippi to visit his cousins. He was brutally beaten and lynched after people in the town thought he was hitting on a white woman. And the story is truly about his mother, Mammy Till's, pursuit for justice for her son, her relentless pursuit to show what injustice truly looks like. So we're going to open our festival with Till, and actually our post-film discussion will include Emmett Till's cousin. The cousin was a toddler when this happened to Emmett, and Deborah Watts and her daughter Terry Watts now lead the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation, and they will be here for a post-film discussion.
Y'all go see that trailer. Go watch the trailer and go see this movie. Okay, so that's opening night, my dear friend. Let's talk about the closing night movie, Empire of Light.
Oh my goodness, Olivia Colman. Have you heard of her?
Oh, just Olivia. Just Olivia Colman.
Colin Firth. Have you heard of him? Just him.
Just Colin Firth.
It's a period piece set in the UK, and it's about finding yourself, and you can't help love who you love, and it transcends races and color. And it truly brings back how film ties everything together. So the film is called Empire of Light. That is our closing night selection, and it's getting rave reviews. It'll certainly be up for the Oscar for Best Picture.
Is it Sam Mendes? I just saw his name.
Mendes.
That little director, Sam Mendes.
I got all these little people this year at the festival.
Okay, other movies, and we have a minute, but I want to ask you a question. So we have other movies are not Empire of Light, Armageddon Time, The Return of Tanya Tucker. Tell the folks quickly about that one.
The Return of Tanya Tucker is about the legendary country music artist Tanya Tucker and her way back to win the Grammys in 2020 for Best Song and Best Album. And she was pushed by Brandi Carlile. So Brandi Carlile helped her get through her struggles, find her new vision, find her new voice. And it is an amazing music documentary. I mean, I was crying. I'm not a country music fan. I'm a music fan overall. But I was crying through the trials and tribulations that she had to go through, and then the achievement that she did by winning the actual award at the Grammys.
Great lineup, my friend. And we got to go, but I will say this. Listen to my radio show next week on My Talk 1071 because Jayden and I are working on a project together. Just listen to the radio show. I'm just going to be seeing a lot of this man next week, just FYI. For all the details on the Twin Cities Film Fest, go to twincitiesfilmfest.org. Give it up for Jayden, everybody. We'll be right back to wrap up the show right after this. It's a hell of a lineup. Thank you, buddy. Welcome back. Hi, Kendall.
Hi, Jason.
We've had great guests today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Amazing guests. It is time for the world's shortest segment. Had my hands up like Moses, like parting the sea. Anyway, it's your chance to own a piece of history. More than 1,500 personal items from the late, great Betty White hit the auction block tomorrow in L.A. It features scripts, awards, jewelry, other items from her homes. Most of the items are priced around $200 to $300. I think Betty would like that. Betty died nearly a year ago, just shy of her 100th birthday. Always our golden girl. We're going to take a break. We'll wrap up the show right after this. It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works. We don't know what's in this segment until right now. Today, if looks could kill, a baby girl is not impressed when her older sister tries to eat some of her birthday cake. Look at that face. I know that face well. Check out the dirty look that she gives her sister. The girl named Riley was celebrating her first birthday when she gave her sister the death stare. That is great. Let me see it again.
I'm telling you. Sister fights, vicious.
That is so good.
We are vicious sisters.
Yeah, you are. Hey, tomorrow, support Kendall. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off for a little trip, but Kendall will be here live. So with Pierre. Oh, I love Pierre.
It's gonna be a good time.
Mess with him. Poke the bear on that one. I love messing with Pierre. Yeah, Kendall's book club is back. She'll have that tomorrow. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Bye, everybody. I'll see you Monday. Disney. Come to Disney with me. Come on.